Hey everyone, Ryan Dement here. Hope you're having a great week. As we close out the third week of January 2018, we're going into that last week of January. I wanted to show you our update to our dashboard. Last week I actually showed you guys a mock-up of the dashboard, and this week we actually have a functional dashboard. A note here, not all the features are working quite yet, but we have the majority of them. But I wanted to give you guys an update every week on how we're doing and where the platform is actually progressing. And at the same time, I'm getting more and more feedback on a daily basis of different features that individual users would like to have in the future. Great thing about that is we will actually have live updates on a monthly basis, and moving forward from there, we'll always let you know exactly what's coming up on the platform. And I'll share that with you as we bring up the dashboard. All right, everybody, I've got the site pulled up. This is our test site. So TrueVest is, yes, a company that we own. Remember, the platform's name is True Exchange. So I'm going to go ahead and log in now. And it brings us to the actual asset tab. And I've just uploaded a file here. I think this might be 2 to 3 months old. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But there's 32 assets on this file, so not a very big, large one. And you can actually see that this is just the basic file and so forth. So I'm not going to really share any of this information with you guys right now. This is something that's in the background being worked on, and we're going to be cleaning this up. What I really wanted to show you is this, the dashboard. So as I showed you last week on the mock-up, we have the Asset Explorer that's going to be coming soon. That's going to be in our release sometime in February. I don't have a date yet, but we're working on that, and once I get that, I'll share it with you guys. So across the top here, like we showed you, is the number of assets that I've imported, 32, the total value of the actual assets, the average LTV, and then the average UPB. This is not actually working yet, the formula, so as I go along, I'll tell you the things that we still have to work on. This has just been a week's worth of programming, so we do have some items that we need to address. Number and due diligence, and I'll show you how I come about this, and then number of new assets. And then down here is my to-do list. It tells me I have 28 new assets, 1 in due diligence, 1 in due diligence title report, 1 in due diligence BPO, and then also bid. I've shortlisted some assets here, and I wanted to go over those and tell you how I got those. And then on this side here, we have our new features or features coming soon. This will be cleaned up a little bit more, but this is realistically our message board for you guys. One of the cool things is we've gotten feedback already that the users wanted to have a map of their actual assets to be downloaded, and they could PDF it and share it. Realtors that could do a potential BPO for you, that'll be done here shortly. And then scrolling down here, this is the actual assets by county, and that's going to cover this third topic here. Some tapes do not have counties on them, and so we have to look up the actual zip code. So we're actually in the process of doing that now, and that will be fixed here very shortly. So you can actually see the assets here, and then these yellow specks are the different counties where you have assets in. The cool thing about this is, as soon as we get some development done this week, when you hover over these, you'll actually have a pop-up, and it'll tell you what county you're in, how many assets, how many dollars. Exactly, that is over here. And the cool thing is all these will be hyperlinked, so you can actually click on them and drill down. It works today. As you can see, here are these assets that are tied to that. It's just not hyperlinked right now. So I wanted to make sure that you guys could see that. We have some issues with some visual pieces with the leading zeros, or I'm sorry, the ending zeros there. So we're getting that all cleaned up. This map here will be able to be exported along with this map down here. These are assets by state. You can click on that, on the state, you can actually see that the asset that's tied to that state is there, and you could do some drilling down. And then over to the right, we have the property type. Yes, the verbiage there is not as clear. We need to get that to a white. But if you wanted to look at the different type of assets you have, they'll pop up here. And then these will also be hyperlinked to where you can actually click on them and it'll bring you back to the assets. And then the same thing with the mortgage type. It's a first. This needs to be cleaned up here, but this is just rough right now. And you'll also be able to click on the actual pie chart too. And then here by the states, if you really wanted to click on the states, you actually can. Here are the actual 5 states that are actually associated with that data on the dashboard. And then down below, we'll actually have a whole section of assets that the dashboard will actually learn based upon your preferences. And that's one of the things that we'll be adding once we finish our beta testing. So that's going to be an exciting point. That's all I really wanted to show to you guys this week. Next week, I'm going to get into the assets, the files, tape import, preferences, and a few other tricks that I'm going to save for later. But for now, I hope you guys liked what you see, and we will be back in contact with you. Please feel free to reach out to me, Ryan at Truvest, TRUVEST.co is my email. You also can find me on LinkedIn. It's Dement, DEMENT 10851. Also on Twitter, it's at Ryan_Dement, DEMENT. Look forward to talking to you guys. Have a great week.